Well, good day to everybody. Thank you for joining our annual user conference. We've been doing this for many, many years. As many of you know, we've kind of switched to virtual. It allows more folks to join, but as someone recently reminded me, I do miss the in-person times and the chance to catch up throughout the day. So I trust all is well. With that, a friendly reminder on why we do this. Okay, and first and foremost, it really is to be inspired. And that's certainly aspirational, but I've found in the past that's exactly what happens. That happens for the LabKey and colleagues, as well as for many of you, hearing firsthand how research organizations are using LabKey is what it's all about, right? Everybody at LabKey, I can promise you, is part of LabKey because we want to advance the goals of research. And so getting to hear directly from several of you inspires us. And I think it also inspires all of you to think about new use cases, new approaches, innovations, other ways to take advantage of the platform and to improve and enhance your research. So certainly to be inspired. The second part is a chance to learn from LabKey. You'll hear from a handful of us today about where we're going with our product strategy and our roadmap, enhancements we're bringing, new functionality, new capabilities, best practices, and to hear from our team. We hope that's part of an ongoing dialogue. So again, it gets you thinking about some new approaches, but also a strong invitation to give us feedback. We know we're at our best when we're listening and we're getting a chance to hear from all of you. So what we hope that does is it really creates an opportunity for you to give us feedback and tell us how we can improve. And that's really across any facet. In the spirit of feedback, we started doing a handful of years ago an annual client survey, and that will be going out shortly. So it really is it can take 2 or 3 minutes or as many as maybe 5 or 6 or 7. But really, we do appreciate that opportunity to hear from all of you, especially given that this type of a user conference is a little more challenging to have the ongoing discussions. So whether it's your meetings with your account managers or product managers or that survey or really any excuse to reach out to us, we do appreciate it. So thank you. Of course, thank you for joining today, and thank you to our presenters for their time preparing and for presenting today. Okay. So part of I just do the brief introduction, but what I want to give you a chance to hear is, how's LabKey doing as a company, as a partner? And I would say we're doing quite well. The last couple of years has been challenging. Certainly the life sciences industry has faced pressure. There's not every organization that has survived, as we know. There's been layoffs. I thought that the layoffs were cooling and kind of maybe 2024 would be a bounce back year, but the research I'm seeing says it's still continuing. So we recognize that these can be challenging times, but at the same time, I want you to know that we're focused on the long term and growing our partnerships and growing our products for the long term, and we're in a healthy condition to do just that. As you can see from the circles, we have quite a diversified group of partners, both on the nonprofit side with academic research organizations and other nonprofit research organizations, whether government funded or not. With the top pharma companies, we enjoy quite a number of partnerships now, and then diversified from a geography perspective. Why do you care about that? Well, just like hopefully the advice you get for your retirement portfolios, diversification tends to be less risky, and certainly when you're looking for a partner to build and grow with for the long term, you want to make sure they're healthy and less risky. We've been doing this for quite a long time now, for 20 plus years. You're going to get to hear from one of our founders shortly, and hearing from Adam. And we take our role with partnership quite serious. We provide open source solutions, which, as you know, there are very, very few companies that do that in general, let alone do it by providing enterprise level software for free, effectively. We also provide commercial solutions that allows us to stay in business, especially as a private company. It's how we stay in business. One of the things that does make us unique, I mentioned the open source, but also is that we're overwhelmingly majority employee-owned company, and that allows us to really focus on the long term, to do things that are a little different because we're building and growing for the long term and not worried about short-term financial results. So we think there's a real advantage to being an employee-owned company. Part of how that plays out is two ways. It plays out with we have very, very high customer retention rates. So thank you to all of you for working with us, to continue to work with us, and to refer us, because that really is how we grow. The number one way we grow is with referrals with all of you, so to continue to work with us and sharing with others. So my annual request to continue to keep working with us and to refer us to others. The other facet of that is employee retention rates. I know if we have a healthy organization, we're going to be a healthy partner in our employee retention rates. The average tenure at LabKey is over 8 years. And I think in maybe the research world, that's less impressive, but in B2B software, it's a pretty good metric, and one we're quite proud of. So it gives you a little bit of a flavor of how we're doing as a company. Again, if you want to have ongoing discussions in this regard, please just shoot me an email. I was happy to connect. So what are we doing? From a product perspective, this looks hopefully similar to what I've shown the last several years. And these are, I'll call them the guiding principles or the overarching objectives on what we're trying to do and to build with our products. At first is really a superior user experience. We have a user experience team. Many of you have got to connect with that team, and they're always looking for product feedback. But we feel if we provide products that are easy to use, that allow for quick adoption, and then continuous adoption as we have new functionality, you're going to get the value you want. You're going to get the benefit you wanted by picking us as a solution, as a partner. They also enable, therefore, faster collaboration for your collaborators. The second part really is efficiency. I think efficiency is important anytime. The quicker we can help you get to your results, the more time that we can enable you to provide, to be focused on the research is always going to be a value for you as a partner. But I also think candidly in challenging financial times where your teams may not be the same size you'd like them to be, providing solutions that enable workflow, that make things faster and easier to use, provides a real value to all of you. The third part is really our ongoing commitment to providing scalable solutions. We have very large engagements with many users and across lots of different facets. Then we have, the early stage users who are just getting started, but providing that scalable solution, that flexible solution, allows you to pick us as a partner and then to grow over time. And I think like a lot of you, we don't necessarily know what the future is going to bring. So having a partner that can both scale and provide that flexibility, I think puts you in a good place. And then last year really is innovation. Hopefully what you've seen, this is our SDMS user conference, hopefully what you've seen is we continue to innovate. We continue to build new products. We continue to add products to our subscription. We continue to build new functionality. And we do that in an integrated manner. So we don't build one-off point solutions that don't work together. We have a common platform that allows for that integration so that as you grow, as you scale, these different solutions can work together and complement each other with a user experience that complements each other and with an efficiency. So you're really getting the benefits of all of the areas. Adam, who will be speaking soon, is going to talk about a lot of these enhancements, a lot of the new functionality, new products we've built, and where we're going in the future. And that will be a lot of Josh's presentation, which is what does LabKey look like? What is the next generation of LabKey? Well, both of these are presentations, and there'll be time for Q&A. They're really all open invitations to continue that discussion to help shape the future. LabKey didn't get in this by ourselves. We got in this with our partners, and that's really been what's guided our growth. So I can speak, I know, on behalf of Adam and Josh and this one to continue to engage in that dialogue. We're delighted to be joined today with two partners. First off, with Synexa, with Francois, who's going to speak about how they've been using LabKey to enable their research. Then Varun's going to come in and talk about how our products work together, talk about sort of that angle of integration, that common platform that you heard me speak to. And then we'll go to Steve Standage, who is one of our newer partners in the last year or so, give or take, and how they've been working with LabKey and Study and Sample Manager to enable their research. So really a big thanks to the two of their organizations for the partnership and the willingness to share best practices and what they've been working on today. And then no user conference would be complete without our own Steve talking about some best practices and custom modules and providing him some teachings to all of you. Same kind of thing. Steve's always available as a resource to help after today's discussion for best practices and teaching for either long-term users or newer users to LabKey. That's part of our commitment to all of you. So with that, I will turn it over to my colleague and head of product strategy, and also one of the founders of LabKey, Adam.